value investors. Thank you for joining me. My name is Michael from Deep Value Returns on Seeking Alpha. Today I want to talk about Adobe. Adobe reported some results last night and the stock has sold off by 4%. So we're going to dig into why I think that this is kind of unwarranted. I'm going to talk about its growth drivers ahead, talk about its guidance, and then bring this all together and talk about its valuation. So here's the thing, right? In the past 6 months, Adobe has outperformed many of these productivity names. I've highlighted here Zoom, I've highlighted DocuSign, ServiceNow. You can see in purple, Adobe has done the best at 36% in the past 6 months. And when I highlighted my article in May, when I said that Adobe is now growing faster than you remember, this was the article that I wrote back in May. I mean, you can see that compared to the rest of the group, it's just really just pounded ahead. And I think that it shows that in 2021, investors are actually thinking, okay, it's not just about the concept of the stock, it's also valuation. So if in 2020 investors were just thinking, okay, buying into the narrative, 2021, it shows that things are reversing and investors are slightly more discerning. And this is a theme that I've been picking up and I've been arguing about since really late July into August. I've been arguing, okay, investors are starting to be more discerning. If everything was very, very close together in 2020 and everything that was high growth was very much growing at all the tide was lifting all the boats in a similar fashion, right now is a very good time. If you're willing to get involved and willing to do some work, you can be quite discerning, and I think that this is something that's going to play out going into 2022. Being able to discern what is actually a high quality business is worthwhile paying for and what is just a concept stock where it's just you're paying up for too many years of future growth. Okay, anyway, let's dig in here. So the biggest thing that investors have to keep in mind is that Adobe's guidance for the quarter ahead is pointing towards 18% growth rate. Now, remember, Adobe had been growing at kind of around 20% for some time. It was just at the start of this fiscal year in H1, it put out slightly stronger growth rates and investors had kind of started expecting that Adobe would continue to grow at the mid-20s. But Adobe is, there's a lot more here that's worthwhile considering. Even if the growth rate kind of oscillates around, 18 to 20%, you'll see that there's a lot here to be attracted by the company. Okay, so as we look out to the next several quarters, the analysts following the stock are really expecting that Adobe's growth rate really just plummet down. You can see here that for Q1, so it's after this quarter, upcoming quarter, so the Q1 22, they're expecting revenue growth rates to just dip to 11% as it comes against a very difficult comp where Q1 21 was up 26%, as you can see here in the graph. So analysts are just really like doom and gloom. They're saying Adobe's growth rates be in the rear view mirror, and I don't think that that's entirely justified. What I wanted to highlight is that Adobe's business is kind of split. So approximately 74% is the media segment and 26% is the experience segment. Within the media segment, those are the ones that you will probably know. It's like Photoshop, Acrobat, Adobe Sign, and the experience segment has more of the kind of workflow tool set. So it comes up against Salesforce, comes up against Shopify with its Magento segment. So there's a lot here under the hood. It's really able to touch a lot of productivity, it's able to touch creators, it's able to touch corporates, students, so it's a very broad business. And I think that investors are kind of just slightly caught up to that it's just possibly too broad a story to really paint on Adobe, and that really impacts when it comes to being a concept stock. You need to kind of be able to knuckle down and say, okay, this is what Adobe is, but Adobe is just so broad right now that investors are kind of like, okay, where does it go from here? What I wanted to highlight is something that's quite interesting. So Adobe made net income in the quarter 1.2 billion, okay? So that's the figure that you want to remember, 1.2 billion. Of that 1.2 billion, that includes stock-based compensation includes stock-based compensation. And of that 1.2 billion, it made 1.1 billion worth of stock repurchases. So basically everything that it made in the quarter, it used that capital to repurchase its own shares. So that's, you know, a very significant aspect to consider. So superficially, if we look at it, Adobe's price is 17 times next year's sales. Okay, there are many stocks that are growing faster than Adobe that are priced at 17 times forward sales, but not many of them are able to have a net income margin of 30%. So it's, you know, it's really a business that, yes, it's growing its top line, but it's extremely prudent and responsible towards its bottom line. Not many businesses have net income margins of more than 10%. Some SaaS businesses in the future may have 15% net margins. Right now, Adobe has 30% net margins. I mean, it's just a business that is very, very cash flow generative and very, very stable. This is the type of business quite exciting for a buy and hold investor. If you're an investor that kind of, you want something like this that you can just buy and forget, Adobe is a very compelling business at this valuation. One of the businesses that I wanted to just compare and contrast is ServiceNow. So ServiceNow is also priced 17 times next year's revenues. Now, I like ServiceNow, there's a lot to like about it, but when it comes down to it, its net income margins, it comes around the mid-single digits. It doesn't compare with Adobe at 30% net margins. So on the rule of 40, you know, rule of 40 is where you balance the revenue growth rates with its profitability. Adobe comes up at 52% for the past quarter. So it's a business that really outshines many of these SaaS names. Many of these SaaS names are growing at reasonable rates, but they're so substantially unprofitable once you add back the stock-based compensation. So this is a very much of a balanced investment that's worthwhile considering. This is not a name that I would pick out for myself because I'm typically looking for something with a few more hairs on it. I'm looking for something that is a bit more distressed, where the valuation makes a lot more sense. So I'm, you know, have a lot more margin of safety, and typically I'm much more predisposed to looking at small cap stocks. So if you want to check out our marketplace, don't forget to check out Deep Value Returns. You're welcome to do a totally free trial. You can unsubscribe anytime before the 14 days. You're not going to get charged anything at all. And importantly, if you're kind of new to investing, or you just want someone to kind of give you interesting, compelling ideas, you're welcome to check out my marketplace, and you can just pick out 1 or 2 names a month and kind of add it to your portfolio. So I'm not going to replace you as the investor. I'm just a place to source ideas, and someone that has done the due diligence behind the screens and can just find out what kind of investment, what's the good and bad points about each investment. So anyway, you're welcome to check out the reviews from our marketplace and get involved in the chat room. We have a growing investment community of value investors, and yeah, just get involved, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.